Just because I'm not even in the zone. But just because I'm going to say I'm in the zone, I'm going to do a 2-for-1 special. Because today I have the time. It's not illegal. It's not against the rules. This is an Audible. Unscripted. Bam! Let's get it on. Notepad. So I can find out the exact date. Once I find it out, I'm gonna put it right here. Let me give you something to. Anyway, I'm gonna put it right here. This is the date that I wrote this note, and I wrote this note because this is a way that my mind works. Kobe decided to not to say retire, but to announce his retirement the day of my birthday. We were at the Ritz-Carlton Laguna. No. Ritz-Carlton Marina Del Rey. The wife and I were celebrating my birthday at the Ritz-Carlton because that's how we live our life. Plush, lavish, you know what I mean? Anyways, so we were at some place called Killer Shrimp. I think it's called Killer Shrimp. I'm 99% sure it is. And as we get there, we get sat at our table all over the news. Kobe's retiring, Dear Basketball, and it shows a letter. I think we're playing Philly that night. And I'll confirm that too. But that's how my mind works, because it knows these types of things. We were playing Philly that night. And it's just all about Kobe retiring, oh my God, 20 years in the NBA, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. At some point after that announcement, I took the time to write a note. I'm sure it was on the treadmill. And I said, and I quote, "You know, there's usually a moral to every story, a silver lining to every turn of events, and some things we may never understand." Ad-lib, like life itself, right? Back to the note. Today is actually 21 years since Tupac was shot 5 times. So now I know when I wrote this note. And he was shot 5 times November 30th. So I wrote this the next day, right? Let me go ahead and put that reference now. Because also I had got random memories in my mind. So it's been 21 years since Tupac was shot 5 times. If he never survived that assault, can you imagine all the music and knowledge we never would have been blessed with? So now, because when I did the video before on YouTube, and I said I deleted some videos and 2 of them need to be re-recorded, this is one that needs to be re-recorded. So now I can give you my references and tell you why I said the things that I said. This is the way it's supposed to be, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I got 13 minutes. I'm only 3 minutes in. Let's go. The music and knowledge we never would have been blessed with. Because after he got shot, my goodness, if his music and lyrics did not change. All Eyes on Me, everything on Death Row was after that attack. Machiavelli, all his music. He had music ready to go for days after he passed. This was all after his attack. And he laced the game. And he told us how it was. And he put it out there. And he was ready. If he never survived, you got shot 5 times. You would think people get shot once and die. You get shot 5 times and you survive. So like I said, if he never survived that assault, can you imagine the music and knowledge we never would have been blessed with? So now, Kobe announced his retirement following this season. Love him or hate him, his game and determination is remarkable. NBA has had plenty of greats, big and small. Side note, plenty of greats, and you know this. Well, now these days, like what? LeBron, Durant, Dame, Doncic now, Luka, even the Jokic, whatever, the MVP this year, Giannis, AD, technically, but there's tons of greats, big and small. But this is back in Kobe's day. So they had plenty of greats, big and small. But 9 times out of 10, whenever you say, who could ever compare to Jordan? There's one name you hear, and that's Kobe. And they're going on another side note, because people used to talk about, is LeBron the next MJ? LeBron. And this is before LeBron was a Laker. And they're giving LeBron all this credit. And LeBron went to 8 straight finals. And LeBron did this and LeBron did that. I'll add as well how many finals LeBron has been through. 2. I can add it up in my head right now, but it's not worth it. I'll just put it here. He's been to this many. He has 4 chips. Kobe went to 7. He has 5. This last game against Phoenix, and I know LeBron's in his 18th season, I know he's older, and I know he had an injury towards the end of the regular season. Kobe's last game, he got a 50 shots. You hear stories about the way people talk about playing with Kobe, stories of Kobe, anything they have related to Kobe. That mentality is what gets you to that level of greatness you are placed upon. That makes sense. It's probably not the proper way I should have said it. But if your pedestal is way the hell up here, your mentality helped get you way the hell up there. If there's 100 people and 68 of them think that Jordan is the best, but all the others think that Kobe is the best, I don't care about them 68 people. Them ones that are on Team Kobe understand that mentality, understand that hard work. And that's why they understand and could relate, me included, to put Kobe above anybody. I don't care what great you name, even if it's not Jordan. It could be Wilt, it could be Elton, it could be Jerry, anybody. Kobe's the damn best. And they got a song, Those on the Side Ride, by association. It's a setup. The world is a demonstration. I'm not going to do the whole song, but Those on the Side Ride by association. So, for example, if my brother was an NBA player, then all of a sudden my brother's the best one ever. My brother could average 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists a game. In my eyes, he's the best. Because that's my fam. I don't care. You better than Jordan. You better than Kobe. You my brother. You the best. Straight up. But Kobe, that's all I knew. When I started watching basketball because of this gentleman. Because of that man. I started watching basketball because of him. Thank you, Kobe. Thank you. And I did a separate note. I might just read that as well and put it out to Vanessa. To thank her for her sacrifices. Because if you think about a relationship, let alone a marriage, let alone having children, and she did everything she needed to do to make sure she stayed around, even though he effed up, she stayed around, she raised a family, she held it down, and did what was necessary so we could witness Kobe's greatness. Thank you, Vanessa, seriously. Because it takes a real strong person to deal with that, put up with that, and stay through all of that. Thank you, and I'll read that note one day probably. But that mentality, dude, that's why Kobe is great. So back to my thing. Not my thing. 9 times out of 10, whenever you say, who could ever compare to Jordan, there's only one name you hear. Can you imagine if he never blessed the sport of basketball? Can you imagine if he never saw any of that greatness? All the stories we could hear today. And I'm watching those now. And I can reference those videos now. Because I barely started watching them literally 2 days ago. Matt Barnes telling stories. Steve Jackson telling stories. Lou Williams, Nick Young, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce. Everybody telling stories about Kobe. Because this is obviously after he passed. So now people are getting together and just talking about it. Jerry West, Shaq, telling the stories. Telling it like it was. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm going to watch it 1,000 more times, like I did all those other videos when I was working out. Can you imagine if you never blessed the sport of basketball? So the moral of this story, what's up, baby? Yes. The moral of this story, let's go, baby. Where did it go? He never blessed the sport of basketball. I guess one thing I want to point out is never, this says never once, but never take things for granted. This includes family and friends. Legit, think about that. Family and friends. I know you see people every day, so it's natural to overlook the fact that anything can happen at any moment. You see your family every day. Your family that you live with, you see every day. You go to school to pick up your kids, you see other parents every day. Sometimes on the way to school, the way to work, the way home, you see same cars, same people, same things every day. Sometimes going to the grocery store, going to the gas station, same people, same cashier, same thing every day. So it's easy to overlook the fact that anything can happen at any moment. That's when we turn on the news and you watch what happens, you see what happens. Anything can happen at any moment, legit. And it ends with live life, love life, and cherish every moment. That's the end of the note. I got 90 seconds. I can hit you real quick just so you know straight through how it was. You know, there's usually a moral to every story, a silver lining to every turn of events, and some things we may never understand. Today is actually 21 years since Tupac was shot 5 times. If you never survived that assault, can you imagine all the music and knowledge we never would have been blessed with? Now, Kobe announced his retirement following this season. Love him or hate him, his game and determination is remarkable. NBA has had plenty of greats, big and small. But 9 times out of 10, whenever you say who could ever compare to Jordan, there's only one name you hear. Can you imagine if he never blessed the sport of basketball? I guess what I want to point out is never take things for granted. This includes family and friends. I know you see people every day, so it's natural to overlook the fact that anything can happen at any moment. Live life, love life, and cherish every moment. I think the video on YouTube that I initially did was about 1 minute and 52 seconds. So I pretty much read that note with emotion and trying to bring that emotion out in that video. That is not me. If it took me 1 minute and 52 seconds to do that first video, but right now it just took me 11 minutes to thoroughly explain that note, that lets you know when I start doing these notes, when I start reading these notes, when I'm reading the note and I'm telling you, oh, this is what I was thinking when I said this. Oh, this is what I was thinking when I said that. Oh, this happened here. Oh, this happened there. Now I could give valid reasons. I'm going to use the word validable, and I need to Google validable because this is the second time I use it in a video, and I don't even know if it's a real word. But this is the way I'm going to do it now. And we're going to have fun now. And those of you that are still here today, because this is probably video number 20, for all I know. It could be 24. Let's go ahead and do a Kobe reference. This is video number 24, and I pray that it is. I'll count. And then I'll put it right here. I'll talk to y'all soon. Now this video is out the way, because I said by this time next week, I'll get both videos up. One is done. Next one is fitness. So now I have a full week to get a fitness video out, and I'll get it to you guys. All right, take care of yourselves. Peace. And that's, whatever, peace.